The Alamo is a Texas staple. Everyone, even if they aren't Texan, has some recollection of the Alamo. The Alamo was established in 1718. It was originally built as a mission named San Antonio de Valero, located on the banks of the San Antonio River. The mission, San Antonio de Valero, housed missionaries and their Native American converts for about 70 years until 1793, when Spanish authorities secularized the 5 missions located in San Antonio and divided up the land among local residents. Beginning in the early 1800s, Spanish military troops were stationed in the abandoned chapel of the former mission. Because it stood in a grove of cottonwood trees, the soldiers called their new fort El Alamo, after the Spanish word for cottonwood, and in honor of Alamo de Parras, their hometown in Mexico. In 1821, Stephen F. Austin arrived in San Antonio with some 300 families that the Spanish had allowed to settle in Texas. The migration of U.S. citizens to Texas increased over the next several years, which would spark a revolutionary movement that would lead Texans into armed conflict by the mid-1830s. In December 1835, a group of Texian volunteers led by George Collinsworth and Benjamin Milham overwhelmed the Mexican garrison at the Alamo and captured the fort, seizing control of San Antonio. By mid-February 1836, Colonel James Bowie and Lieutenant Colonel William B. Travis had taken control of Texas forces in San Antonio. Sam Houston, the newly appointed commander-in-chief of the Texas forces, argued that San Antonio should be abandoned due to insufficient troop numbers and its location. The Alamo's defenders, led by Bowie and Travis, dug in nonetheless, prepared to defend the fort to the very end. These defenders, who despite later reinforcements never numbered more than 200, included Davy Crockett, the famous frontiersman and former congressman from Tennessee. On February 23rd, a Mexican force with somewhere between 1,800 and 6,000 men, commanded by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, began a siege of the fort. The Texans held out for 13 days, but on the morning of March 6, Mexican forces broke through a breach in the outer wall of the courtyard and overpowered them. Santa Anna ordered his men to take no prisoners. Only a small handful of Texans were spared. On April 21, 1836, Sam Houston and some 800 Texans defeated Santa Anna and the Mexican army at San Jacinto, shouting, "Remember the Alamo," as they attacked. The victory of San Jacinto ensured the success of Texan independence. Santa Anna, who had been taken prisoner, came to terms with Houston to end the war. In May, Mexican troops were ordered to withdraw and demolish the Alamo's fortifications as they went. In 1845, the U.S. annexed Texas. For many years afterward, the U.S. Army quartered troops and stored supplies at the Alamo. In 1883, the state of Texas purchased the Alamo, later acquiring property rights to all the surrounding grounds. The Daughters of the Republic of Texas, a women's organization, has managed the Alamo since 1905. Today, more than 2.5 million people a year visit the 4.2-acre site, which includes some original structures dating back to the mission period. The Alamo represents a long-standing history for Texas. It has withstood the hardships of time. The story and history will forever be remembered.